And that's kind of the last thing that I remember from right there. And just boom, massive
So
IED.
you turned down to go down an embankment?
Yeah, I turned and went down like towards the 2 compounds where the alleyway was.
Yeah.
And biggest IED that I've ever was around went off. Yeah.
Right underneath the truck?
Right underneath the truck, and it picked it up and threw it through the air, and it landed.
An up-armored Humvee that weighs...
just tossed it.
How much does an up-armored Humvee weigh, you think?
I don't even know.
So walk me through that day. What happened? You woke up that morning or what?
No, so like actually previous, like 2 days before, it was weird. Like the EOD guys had to drive over to TQ. They went over by themselves, and I guess they got like, hey, there's this mission that we want you to take care of, like clear this route. And so they came back and they kind of briefed us, hey, we're going to be pushing out. It was more towards Ramadi area, like kind of across the Euphrates. Because sometimes actually the Army would take us across the Euphrates on like a barge.
Really?
So we wouldn't have to drive down Route Michigan and be exposed for a long time.
Oh.
So we kind of like go a back way. They'd put us on this, and they had the little 2 tugboats, and they'd push us across the river on this flat like barge.
Yeah.
But we got a mission that we were going to go clear this area, and a unit would follow on behind us. Okay, cool. So 2 days before, the EOD guys start making all their charges, like water charges, like so they make like IV bags. To disrupt, IEDs, and they were doing all their other stuff. We made sure we went and pulled like extra ammo, stuff like that, getting everything ready. Because it's kind of like, this is actually really like the first time like we actually had like a mission set, like, hey, go to this area and clear it out.
It was rather than like responding to a call.
Yeah, rather responding to like a 9-line that came down.
Yeah.
So it was a totally different kind of situation. The gunny and the platoon sergeant, everybody kind of like gave us a brief. The area that we're going into, like, what's been seen in the area, what to kind of expect. It was like obviously another heavy IED area.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, cool. At this, I had the extra robot actually strapped to the front of the hood of the Humvee because we didn't have anywhere else to put it, so it was on the front of my truck.
The robot?
Yeah, that's like the backup robot. Since we were going to be out and away from our fob, we're like the EOD guys wanted us to bring it.
Wow. Could you see out the windshield enough?
Yeah, the thing was pretty big. It was like that. It's like almost like a little mini tank, and it had like an arm and a claw.
Yeah.
And they, with a camera, how they would drive it from the MRAP. So I had that on there. We had extra ammo. Made sure the trucks were all gassed up. Everything. We're like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, we're gonna go stay at a fob before the route clearance mission was gonna begin. Because I guess there was areas that they knew that there was like munitions and stuff out there that the EOD guys were gonna blow in place.
Yeah.
So we stayed the night at a fob, which was kind of cool because we never did that. We'd always just stay at our own place. We'd come back and stay there.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we're kind of doing real Marine shit, we're patrolling, or we were going out and doing stuff. And so we stayed the night there. We eat dinner on the fob there and sleep in the truck. Some guys are sleeping on the ground. Some guys are sleeping in the house in the compound that they were in, and get up early that next morning, like as the sun's coming up, and get our quick, brief again. Hey, we're gonna lead with the MRAP, and we're gonna keep our dispersion. The trucks are also gonna be really dispersed out. We're not gonna be jammed up, nut to butt.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm the lead truck behind the MRAP, and we're pushing out, and the UD guys are looking through the camera. This doesn't look right, so then they blow an ID because we actually found a lot going up this route, so they blow that.
So you blew numerous IDs.
Numerous going up this route, yeah. So like
Jesus Christ.
We kept driving up, and then there would be, I think there was so we're right at the end of the story, where I get medevac, we had to come back. So there's like an Iraqi army checkpoint with the serpentine and all that, and we go out, and which is crazy because there's IEDs that are close to these. Checkpoints. Like how are you not seeing people placing IEDs out?
They're just not paying attention or something.
I don't know. They're probably paid off, or what I mean, like
maybe
something. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but
yeah. Well, I mean, if they're right near the thing, like within 200 meters, like
you would
think that
they
they're either
everything's sandbagged and HESCO'd, and you drive through the serpentine of barriers and everything.
Yeah.
And, so it was just weird. But yeah, so the U2 guys are doing their thing. You know, we're just hanging back. We're doing our 5s and 25s and scanning and trying to stay off the radio as much as possible, not trying to stress the guys out.
Yeah.
And all that. And, you know, they take care of so many IDs. Okay, cool. It's like lunchtime. We're going to hunker down. We're going to get lunch. So we do that. We go to this, there was a compound. So we don't kind of pseudo take it over for, you know, a couple hours, take a break. We post our gun trucks and we do eat lunch and everybody.
In the compound?
Yeah. And everybody
Was there people living there?
Yeah, they were living there, but I think our guys paid them money for us to be able to stop. I don't know how it kind of worked. Something along those lines. You know, I'm a Lance Corporal. I don't know crap.
Yeah.
You know, you just do what you're told.
Yeah.
You know.
So you just parked out front.
Yep. We kind of positioned around the four corners of their, you know how it is over there. Like everybody has their own concrete wall, cinder block, you know, and their metal gate. You know. And
so you parked out front and put into a security position, probably posted security.
Yeah. We kind of rotated in to eat and. At that fob, there's a picture of me, my buddy Dan, the guy that got hit in the face, and my gunner, Sanchez. It was the last picture that I was taken with, you know, before I got hit. You know, us three are just kind of, you know, like a little, I don't know, all cool. We're out, you know, doing Marine shit, you know. And so we're like, okay, you know, lunch break's over. Let's get back to it. And for some reason, I don't know why my truck goes ahead. I'm in the lead position again, and then the MRAP's right behind me, and we start. It wasn't even actually too far away from where we had stopped.
Really?
Maybe 200-300 meters, up the road around the bend, you know.
Yeah.
So so they know we're in the area. I mean, we've been blowing IEDs all day. You know, we're not quiet, obviously, about it.
Yeah, I'm just blowing IEDs.
Yeah. So the insurgents know we're there. They know we're in there. So obviously they were able to set up, and the IED's obviously been placed for a while there because it was. We'll go over that next. But get up. Our guys we're driving around the corner and somebody calls out on the radio they see a military age male. He had an AK. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, maybe it's about to get spicy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so everybody, the platoon sergeant and the gunny get on the radio and they start talking, and I'm just, you know, sitting there and the guns are scanning and everything. We're just, and then the guys are, let's just go down and dismount and patrol over to the compound. And so they all, all the vehicle commanders, you know, get down. They all go down, 5 or 6 of them. Go down and patrol into where they had seen this guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, then they started getting shot at the compound. It's from an adjacent building into the compound that they were in.
Because the compound so you say the compound they were in, you're talking about the vehicle commander?
Yeah. So everybody that dismounted went down.
So they went into a compound.
Yeah.
And is that compound where they saw the guy?
Yeah. So they saw him on the roof of the roof. So it's almost like an elevated position here, or elevated road.
Yeah.
Farm fields, Euphrates River, and then houses over here, 2 houses in a long alleyway. And you have everybody has walls there. So they got down into that compound and were searching for the guy, and then they started getting engaged from a different rooftop.
Okay.
And so
while they were in that compound.
Yeah. So then the radio starts going. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, okay." And so it wasn't even very long. I got on the radio. I was like, "Hey, I'll reposition the truck to get better fire support for you guys," because I was kind of not around a bend, but I was since I was the lead truck, so I backed up. And first I got permission. They're like, "Yeah, okay, go ahead," Roger that. And so I back up, probably 20 yards, 30 yards, and turn and go down from the elevated row position. And that's kind of the last thing that I remember from right there. And just boom, massive
So
IED.
you turned down to go down an embankment?
Yeah, I turned and went down towards the 2 compounds where the alleyway was.
Yeah.
And the biggest IED that I've ever was around went off. Yeah.
Right underneath the truck?
Right underneath the truck, and it picked it up and threw it through the air and it landed.
An up armored Humvee. That weighs,
just tossed it.
How much does an up armored Humvee weigh? You think?
I don't even know. I don't want to guess.
It's probably close to a 10,000-pound vehicle.
Yeah, it just tossed it like it was nothing. So it was me driving the vehicle and my gunner in the turret.
And that was just you two.
Yeah, because everybody else had kind of dismounted the gun.
So it threw like this.
Yeah, it threw it through the air, like up and towards the compound. So my gunner gets thrown, like projectiled out of the top of the turret, over towards the compound.
So he flew out completely.
Yeah, he flew out and out. And
did he ever explain like what he felt when that happened? Did he know it?
I'm assuming so. Yeah, I mean he's alive, which is a miracle in itself.
It is a miracle.
I'm pretty sure. I think he broke like a couple of his vertebrae and shattered his elbow. And what's crazy is this guy's a doctor now, like a medical doctor.
Is he really?
Yeah.
But he's got all his fingers and toes?
Yep, he's 100%,
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he 100% disabled?
I'm assuming. I don't know, probably with all the crazy injuries, yeah.
Yeah, he probably.
Yeah, Purple Heart, the whole nine, so.
So he got thrown out. How far away from the Humvee did he land?
Probably like 15 yards.
He's lucky the Humvee didn't land on him.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, he got like projectile out it, and then when the Humvee was probably behind, but yeah, he's very lucky too that didn't happen.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, that's what a terrifying thought that is. So the Humvee crashed. You were rendered unconscious immediately.
Yeah, I was probably in there. I mean, I'm just guessing. I was unconscious probably a minute or so or less, somewhere around there, between probably 30 seconds to a minute. I'm unconscious.
Yeah.
And the vehicle's completely engulfed in flames, like
the whole thing's on fire.
The whole freaking truck. It's like almost like something on like NASCAR where you see like, the drivers in there. Like, oh.
When it landed, was the turret on the ground?
No, it was right. Luckily the vehicle was right side up. It was on, shining side up.
Yeah. That's lucky, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, very lucky.
So what happened after it landed?
So after it landed and, I was knocked out, and everybody else, the explosion was so big, all the other trucks, the guys that were in the other vehicles were, really concussed,
Yeah, and they're probably like dazed.
Yes, very dazed, and everybody was just, completely non-coherent.